What's up, guys? This is going to be a bank video as requested by the 2Visions136 in the YouTube comments recently. I thought this was a great idea, so I'm just going to run through the stuff that I've got. It's a little messy, so please bear with the mess. And I think there's probably some interesting and curious junk in here that I probably haven't even seen for a long time. So let's have a look through. My first tab is kind of my junk collection thing. Up at the top I've got a bunch of random different currencies, like a big stack of Castle Wars gold tickets and Tokkul. And I also have a couple of tools up there that are difficult to get back, like the enchanted water tiara. I've got a small supply of all of the different runes for using magic. I've got my rune crafting pouches in here, and also my summoning stuff, charms and whatnot. This is also where I keep my unfinished Tuska Mask pieces. I've never had the energy to go and trade the pieces I have extras of for the ones that I'm missing, so I'll probably just get those through 120 Slayer when I go about doing that. And down here at the bottom I've got enhancers and a bunch of other random crap, and this tends to be where things collect. Now, second tab, up at the top I have a bunch of little things that I like to hang on to as sort of like pseudo collections. These are Ultra Growth Potions from when I was hunting the giant mole pet. They're pretty much useless, but they're also very rare, so I just kind of hang on to them as like a little trophy from that whole process. I've got a set of Soul Stones from the hard mode God Wars dungeon bosses, and then a stack of trophy heads from the KVD and KQ as well. These are my talismans, from my Monkey Grigories, I should say. They're just a pain to recreate, so I hang on to those. These are some other collected items, not a huge supply of them, but bird's eggs and whatnot. After that, it's mostly meta completionist type stuff, like these sculpting chisels that I haven't made a video about yet, and then down here toward the bottom are useful teleport things, like these teleport spheres from Dorgesh Khan, teleport scrolls, and down at the very bottom I have my set of Barrow's bobblehead pets. In the third tab, this is essentially where I keep all of the experience boosting outfits and stuff. So most of this is junk from the Treasure Hunter minigame, but there's also things in here like the Lumberjack set and the Fishing set and whatnot. So that's pretty self-explanatory. This is my gear tab. This is the messiest of all. Up at the top I've got Ceremonial to get into next set. I've got a stack of Abyssal Bane bolts that I made when I was kind of newbie. I think these are totally useless now, but I hang on to them. Maybe hypothetically in the future they'll be good for something. A bunch of other ammo, the Elite Diary set, and then essentially just a set of every useful PVM gear that you could possibly think of. So I've got like Tectonic for DPS, and Sea Singers for tanking, and Superior Elite Void with each helmet, and a Death Touch bracelet, Amulet of Souls, and all that kind of stuff. I think my Frozen Key is also in here. But just, the full sets of Tier 90 and also Tier 85 gear, just to hang on to. Tab 5 is essentially just a set of seed stacks for the Herblore habitat. These are spirit seeds that I never got around to using, and this is some Herblore supplies that I had left over after the last bonus experience weekend when I was making combination overloads. So I got a big stack of extreme magics I can make with. These are some super anti-fires and extreme attacks, and I'll have to fill in the rest for next bonus experience weekend to make some more overloads. And there's a stack of crystal tree blossoms that I've been harvesting pretty much every day. This is my PVM supplies tab, I suppose. Up at the top I've got a bunch of the familiars that I use regularly, my Dreadnips and Signs of Life. I've got stacks of food, rocktails and cavefish there. These are Supreme Overloads. I've only got 2 Super Restore Flasks left. I should replace those. Anti-poisons for Araxor. Portents of item protection. I actually don't use these anywhere, but I've been doing the divination divine locations daily, and they feed these out, so that just keeps going up. I've got some searing overloads, some brew flasks. I've got a scrimshaw I haven't used yet in here. These are replenishment. That's a mix of adrenaline and super restores. I've got some holy overloads, stack of prayer potions, and some portents of restoration. That's the same idea as with the portent of item protection. They just kind of stack up due to the divine locations. The next tab is more random treasure hunter junk. I've got some like token reset things, but I've also got a bunch of random like rare items. I've got a stack of fish masks. I've got 3 barrels of monkeys from like the very first promotion that they did on the Squeal of Fortune, back when that was like a horrible catastrophe that was being introduced to the game. I don't know what I'm going to use these for, but I'm hanging on to them for some kind of a big celebration. Maybe I'll like open one when I get the Insane Final Boss title or something. I got some other stuff in here. There's summer barbecue, you know, water balloons, bunch of crap like that. But I also have a few tradable rares like the holly wreath, the Christmas scythe, you know, the turkey offhands and whatnot, and some of the rare item tokens from the thing that's going on right now. And I also throw some crap in here like crafting catalysts and essence of wisdom, whatnot. Second to last tab is essentially where I put like cosmetic outfit type items that are not easy to retrieve. So things like the Holy Cythera, you have to wear this very specific set of outfit with prayer boosting qualities to this obscure location under that the Abbey in Alcarid. It's just like not worth redoing for any reason if for some reason like a future quest required that or something, and that wouldn't surprise me. And I've got loads of bank space left, so I just kind of pool everything in here. So this is the Gu Hakama. This is from the Tengu, the adventurer from the Ports minigame. Once you complete all of his clue voyages, you get the repeatable voyage, the Gift of the Gu, and there's 4 cosmetic pieces to go that can be rewarded from that. So I'm just, you know, hanging on to those. And the offhand rubber chicken, I thought about destroying this, but it can't go in the player-owned house with the normal rubber chicken, and it doesn't talk about any way to retrieve it either, so I don't know if this is even retrievable after being destroyed. So I hang on to that too, even though basically everything in this tab is useless. And then finally, the last tab, and probably the piece de resistance, is my current loot tab. Pretty much, I've been doing tons of PVM, pursuing the final boss title, and I'm hanging on to everything that's likely going to rise in value for the bonus experience weekend. So all this stuff is just kind of waiting for the inevitable price rise. Up at the top, I actually have a stack of air talismans and a couple other talismans, even though those are pretty much worthless at the moment. And the only reason I'm doing that is because Jagex has kind of a long history of taking items like that that are semi-rare but also completely worthless and useless, and adding some kind of use for them and making them skyrocket in price. So for example, before summoning was released, water talismans were equally worthless. They were like, you know, 50 GP each. But now that they're a tertiary ingredient for Geyser Titan familiars, they're somewhere between 10 and 15k at all times. So I just kind of leave those stacks in there in the hopes that at some point they will be part of some new update and I'll make a bunch of money. I've got a bunch of energies. These are also from the divination locations that I've been doing. And then the rest is just monster drops. So any things of note, I've got 18k water talismans. This was mostly from Dagannoth Prime when I was hunting the Dagannoth King's pets, and also from Araxor, and I may have bought some of those. I don't recall, but that is a very large stack, so if I didn't buy any, I must have gotten exceedingly lucky from both of those bosses. This is mostly rare drop table crap. I've got a big stack of rune bars. This is mostly from the Legions of the Ascension. I've also been using my spring cleaner a lot, so I've got a big pile of rune ore and coal. Loads and loads of herbs. I've got a few onyx left. I'm actually probably going to hold on to these to recharge the Amulet of Souls and whatnot with. Those are from when I was hunting the Shrimpy pet. And I've got a bunch of Ascension Keystones down here. These I'm actually using at the moment. I'm hunting the Ascension boss pets. As you can see, I've got 5 of the signets at the moment, and I've got 2 crossbows that I've made that I haven't sold yet. Though I have in total made 8 so far that I have sold, so this isn't a complete loot tab. I've made other things like spider legs and whatnot in this whole pursuit and sold those already. So that's pretty much all there is for my bank. I don't have that wealth evaluator thing from the Solomon's General Store, so I don't have a complete idea of what my total value is. As you can see, I've got 463 mil left in my pouch, and I've also got this long-sitting blue party hat offer from Max Cash. That's about 2 years old. But if I had to just like wildly guess, I'd say my total value is probably somewhere between 3 and 4 billion. Maybe in the future I will do another bank video and I'll purchase that stupid wealth evaluator thing, and I can just keep track with that from that point on. So I hope this was interesting to you guys and you enjoy looking at my clusterfuck of a bank, and I will see you guys in the next video.